What the fuck is up, people? It's Bread and Circuses.
Yo, 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 Bread and Circuses. What's up?
It's your boy Caleb Salvatore.
Nick Kohler, what's up, guys? Man, I'm like super pumped today to do this podcast. I don't know. We said last time we were going to talk about the Boogaloo.
Yeah.
And we're fucking talking about the
We're talking about the fucking
dude.
Boogaloo, and I don't feel like a zombie this episode, so I'm not going to space out in the middle of it.
Hey, before we do talk about that, though, we just wanted to put out there for you guys. We actually received a couple of messages on our Bread and Circuses, like the anchor messages.
Voice messages, yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. We're actually going to be bringing on some new and more varied guests on here. We're in the works of scheduling them and everything. And I want to remind you guys that please feel free to use the anchor messages to get in contact with us. If you want to send us a direct email, send it to Caleb's got it over there.
Yeah, so the email address, if you guys want to get in contact with us and you don't DM us on our Facebook page, which is Bread and Circuses by Big Bill Media, that's always the best way to get a hold of us. We do have an email that does send notifications to our phones, so we can get a hold of you there. Bread, the letter N, circusespodcast@gmail.com. We don't have our own website yet. We need you guys to donate money so we can afford that.
Yeah, that's a big thing because we're trying to increase like the equipment and stuff we have, get our studio better and everything. So any kind of amount that you guys can give us will always help, even if it's just a small amount. But we don't want to push that too much. Just whatever you guys are comfortable with, but anything you guys do does really help us out.
And
so
especially when it comes to making a website, because like being able to make have people subscribe to an email list would be awesome.
Yep.
So that would be really cool, be really helpful. And those of you guys, I know some of you have been telling I've had people that like I don't know, but like listen to our show and follow me from that. They'll message me and they'll be like, "Hey, I've been telling my friends about you." That's what we need. All you guys need to fucking tell your friends about us. That's how this shit grows.
Yes.
Like, so that's what we need to do. More of that. I love you guys to death, though.
Mm-hmm.
We had a list of like 53 people that wanted to be guests the other day, so it's really cool.
I wanted to extend out a personal thank you to guys, too, on our Facebook page. We announced earlier this week we got our first 2,000 listens. And it hasn't even been a year, man. Like, holy crap. It's crazy.
Fucking balling.
Yeah.
So...
All right, enough sucking our own dicks, man.
That starts with a B. What else starts with a B?
Yeah, the fucking Boogaloo. Dude.
Who doesn't know what the Boogaloo is? Like
a lot of people.
Of the people listening.
I was talking to my little brother and another friend of mine just the other night on the computer, and I mentioned something about the Boogaloo.
Yeah. And
he had no idea what it is. Also, before we go on, you might notice on the YouTube channel that we're both wearing our football gear. We're gonna. Yeah,
Josh Gordon.
Couple
Flash
more
is
weeks,
free.
man.
Flash is free.
Season. We'll get onto that later on too. But for now, though, yeah. So the Boogaloo, if anybody is active within gun communities online, it's directly related to that, and it's kind of important as to what's going on right now because of everything that's been going on in Hong Kong.
Yeah,
which we should probably touch on first because fucking news medias don't cover anything about what's going on in Hong Kong.
I originally thought this started from the Versace shirt, but that's not what it was.
No, it was from
like
some
an
laws.
extradition law. Yeah. And Versace basically threw gasoline on the flames because they made a shirt that had like a list of where all their stores were. So you had like LA, Chicago, whatever. It'd be like LA, USA. And then, Sicily, Italy, Madrid, Spain, a city that's in the country, right?
Yep.
So they had Hong Kong, and Macau. Apparently, the Chinese government was extremely triggered by that.
If you don't know kind of how like the political map is supposed to work over there in Asia, Hong Kong is supposed to be kind of like its own city-state, almost like Luxembourg or like
the Vatican.
The Vatican, Israel. Yeah, it's supposed to be its own city with its own thing. And then, like from what I understand, like England, like basically gave it quote unquote to China
in the 90s. In the 90s, yep. So they passed a law extraditing or saying that Hong Kong fugitives could be extradited to China. They're pissed about that. Versace made the shirt. By the way, we have shirts that say Hong Kong, and Macau. If you want to give a big old middle finger to the Chinese government, go to our Redbubble.
Hell yeah. And if we end up assassinated, it might be because of them. So just
bring it on.
We're not suicidal, so if we, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Just like Jeffrey Epstein, I somehow strangle myself to death.
Fuck, man,
that wasn't me.
Just not even get off topic. We'll have to talk about this later too, dude. Lawyers aren't believing the suicide story, and they found his broken bones in his neck more like he was strangled to death.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go to that later.
Yeah,
but,
we got to get to that later.
So anyway,
man.
yeah, Hong Kong. It's pretty fucked up. The police are like disguising themselves as protesters, which that happens.
So are the
America
Chinese
too.
triads, like the organized crime guys, are doing that too there.
Yep. That's because they're
there's like the police there seriously are like fucking up the protesters and stuff, but the protesters are fucking up China there too. They're like manning the airports, like all the flights in and out of Hong Kong have all been like canceled.
Yeah.
Because they've just been occupying the airports and just blocking everything, and it's seriously like just a jungle over there right now. Like
it's a mess.
Yeah. There was I saw a story that some of the protesters there were holding and flying waving the American flag and like singing the national anthem and
they're
everything.
Like, we want a Second Amendment and shit like that.
Yeah, I was like, fuck yeah, man. You know, no matter how much craziness goes on in our country, we're still a symbol to the people out there that really have it rough.
That's right. So that's a lot of pressure. We need to be the America that Hong Kong thinks we are.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
That goes out to everybody out there.
That just shows how privileged I hate that word, but shows how privileged we really are. That they're protesting for a right that we're protesting to have taken away.
I know,
at the
right?
Same time,
we're just we really are. Even with everything going on right now, we're a shining beacon to places like that.
Definitely.
That seriously, there's like people getting killed over protesting for the right to have it, because there's been quite a few protesters that have been killed over there by the police.
And they're not holding Denmark flags up. You don't see nothing for fucking France.
They're not holding Sweden flags up.
England,
they're not holding
nobody wants to
EU
be
flags.
England. No.
Hell yeah, fucking America, dude.
God no. Sorry, Zach just messaged me asking what the Redbubble link was. I'm just gonna text him back here. He just I told you guys I wasn't gonna trail off, and Zach fucking did it.
We have a very high tech messaging system here. How we do it?
Yeah,
here. We
Facebook
Messenger, not sponsored, but God, if we could find something if we could find some other better way to do it, we would.
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah, so that's kind of the background of it. The Boogaloo is basically the happening. It's it's basically like a code word for what all the
civil war,
all the preppers are prepping.
Violent overthrow of the federal government.
Yeah, and it's not even necessarily like an overthrow or a civil war. It's just like a state of like lawlessness, basically like Fallout minus the nuclear war. Basically,
so
it's Mad Max, the Mad Max world.
They've got that new bill that Trump's trying to pass, and the most pro-gun president ever. That's like trying to target people through social media algorithms that own guns that might be red flags.
Yeah.
So Boogaloo is one of the words that they're flagging. So it's actually been switched to. I'm not actually going to say the term. People are going to have to do their own research on there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been actually changed what they're calling it. They're not calling it hardcore Boogaloo people aren't calling it Boogaloo anymore.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, guys, if we outed you, but that's fine. They won't find you guys anyway.
No, I'm not going to say what it is.
Yeah. You guys go find it out your fucking self.
It's been changed 2 times now, actually.
Mm-hmm.
If you're that hardcore into it. But what I love is the memes that are coming.
I know, man. That's how you know something's starting to become popular in our culture, is because memes start popping up about it. So
the memes have we're in 2019, people don't care anymore. The memes have turned into people joking about slaughtering ATF agents.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, killing people breaking into FBI and stuff, or breaking into homes to steal guns, but instead they hear Fortunate Son start playing, because they're trying to come kill your dog.
Because the joke about the ATF shooting your dog, they call them the Alphabet Boys.
Yeah.
So there's the joke. It was
the Alphabet Boys are FBI, ATF, CIA, all those guys. The Alphabet Boys. I fucking love that shit.
So there's a joke about, I saw one. It was when the Alphabet Boys kick your door down and shoot your dog, but they don't realize it's actually a sculpture of your dog that's loaded with 776 pounds of thermite.
God damn.
What was the other one? It's a picture. It looks like some kind of hostage situation. There's a dude on a roof with a sniper rifle watching some cops go into a house, and it says, me watching the Alphabet Boys break from my neighbor's roof while they're breaking into my booby-trapped home.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's just it's there's so many people talking about it seems like we're going to be an inevitable civil war here in America.
Eventually.
Maybe I don't know if it won't be like the fucking first one.
No.
Where it's armies lining up in a field and stuff. It'll be like an insurgency, man.
But I don't even know about that. I think there's 2 sides, and both sides feel marginalized. You have the far right and the far left. And I feel like both sides of the political spectrum are driving a deeper wedge between them.
Yeah, well, the leftists are starting to arm now. A lot of the leftist extremists are calling for. There's communist gun club groups and stuff.
Huey
so
P. Gun club and stuff. Yeah,
the guy up in that second shooting that happened after the El Paso one, he was linked to a lot of those groups. He was basically like the left version of the El Paso
in
guy.
Dayton.
Which is kind of scary because like most of the times you think of like the extremists, you think of right-wing extremists because that's what most of them are, but now the left-wing guys are starting to be violent.
Well, I think Joe Rogan always brings up a good point, is that the people on the far left, they don't know how to do bodily harm.
Well, they do small scale, more frequent type stuff, like beat up like Andrew No or like attack protesters.
Yeah, they beat up a gay Asian guy at a protest white supremacy.
They do that kind of stuff, whereas like right-wing extremism is more like the really big like one-man type deal, because they thought it might have just been like a standalone complex of just two people of same ideologies doing unlinked, but no, they were like opposite. It's just scary. It's scary to see that like it's just going to keep getting worse probably before it gets better.
I don't see it getting better anytime soon. Yeah, especially with 2020 coming up, that's going to be fucking ugly.
Yeah, and that's why I'm just so I'm really focused on just being able to defend myself at home, man, because the police can't stop everything, like especially if there's these two groups within the country just fighting each other in like a small scale like insurgency type fighting, like what you see going on in like the Middle East, where it's just like what goes on in the Middle East is a lot of tiny or like a lot of small factions just fighting each other all at once. So that's probably
you've got the alt-right, you've got the Antifa.
I don't even like to say the alt-right. It's like fucking the white nationalists. It's like it would be like the crazy like gun rights type guys.
The Boogaloo,
not white the Boogaloo.
No, there's black Boogaloo guys. There's Mexican.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not. That's a misconception. Yeah, the gun community is very far from lily white. It's not at all.
I saw a really funny screenshot of actually a 4chan post where it was like. It said something along the lines of like it was a CNN article or something like that saying like, oh, 4chan is like spawning white nationalists. And then it said like the screenshot of 4chan. It was like, wait till they find out where none of us are white. It's like the Peru flag is on there because it has like the flag from where the poster's from.
Yeah.
And then like the Mexican flag and like this, like, just like flags from around the world. Like, so I said, people are so like disconnected and don't really know what's going on like on the internet. So it's just funny. Like,
no, but yeah, there are different factions. Like you said, you've got the white nationalists, the Antifa communist types, the social justice warrior thing. You've got, I don't know, would you even call like the gun guys? I mean, I might just throw them in as like libertarian.
Yeah, they're typically considered right wing, considering that like gun rights, like everybody having a gun is considered a right wing opinion. But it's whatever, man. I don't want to start throwing labels on like
in the lame American political spectrum, libertarians are considered right wing.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, they're considered like non-authoritarian right wing, basically.
Oh, okay. So they're the bottom right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're like bottom right. Yeah.
Okay. But I mean,
got like the communists, you've got the anarchists, like those guys, which are not.
But anarchists can lean either way.
Yeah, but you've got a lot of them are more of the left wing anarchists.
I think so. I don't understand that though. The whole anarcho-communist thing, I don't get that. And I know
that's like a faction of the population. Oxymoron, dude.
It is, because I mean, I'm an anarchist, and then we need stricter gun laws. Like what?
Yeah.
That's not the same. No,
it's like I said, man. It's if some kind of civil war pops off, which really is just an internal war. It's really a civil war is just an internal war within the country, not of any government actors, or maybe a government actor is one, but it could really just be fucking both sides arming and just fighting each other in the streets.
God, I wish they could just get it over with.
I don't, man, because that causes a lot of fucking people around you to get hurt and stuff. It disrupts a lot of stuff going on. I wish people would just shut the fuck up and like move on with their lives.
That's why I have my guns. Yeah, I don't want to be on either side.
I just want to defend myself, man. Like, you imagine some fucking like either right or whatever actors it is, just coming into your apartment and just saying like, hey, we're manning this because we're gonna create like a fucking something here. I'd be like,
you know what, you may take my apartment, but I'm gonna take 3 of you.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
I'm taking 3 of you fuckers with me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how we're gonna do it, so but no, I think it's bullshit. I don't know.
So that's what the Boogaloo stuff goes back to that, because it's just going to be a state of non-control around it. Like everything's just going to be crazy. Like you're not going to be able to live your normal life because it's all disrupted and everything. So basically what the preppers are prepping for.
Which, I mean, we are heading toward another recession. If you look at the
stock stuff going crazy.
And, the fact the Fed raised the rates and shit. And that's the most bullshit. Can we talk about the Federal Reserve?
Yeah, the thing is I wish I knew. I wish I knew more about the Federal Reserve. That's what I really wanted when we talked to Larry Sharp. I really wanted him to kind of give us a breakdown of the Federal Reserve.
I'm sure I can find someone.
I could get Murray Sabrin to come on your podcast too and talk about it.
Yeah, I just need a breakdown. I don't need opinions about it. I need like actual what factual stuff about it, and then
you should read Ron Paul's book on it.
Yeah,
on the Federal Reserve. Yeah, that'd be a good place to start.
It seems like the people that know the most about the Federal Reserve are the people that don't like it, and that's kind of scary.
Right. Well, the chairman of the Fed can basically just fucking. I mean, he can decide elections if he really wants to.
From what I heard,
artificially keep the rates low for a president that he likes, and then when he doesn't like the president or Congress or whatever, he can raise the rates and fuck everybody over.
From what I heard,
that's a fact. It's criminal.
That's what he did, or the Fed did with Obama. They liked Obama, so what they did was they artificially kept the interest rates low on everything, and then they don't like they're known to not like Trump, so that's why they've started increasing. They've raised the rates twice, and what a lot of people don't kind of look at is that historically in America, every time there's been a major recession, it was preceded by Fed increasing interest rates on loans. So, or it's not even just
not just loans. It's on your savings account. You get an interest rate too. So if you notice, you're making more money on your savings account, but the amount of money that you're making on your savings versus what you're losing paying interest on your loans isn't worth it. It's a total net loss.
It's literally everything. Like your credit cards go up, mortgages go up, car or interest rates go up, and that's bad for the people that are in debt. So
just print more money. Print more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you're fucking, I don't know, don't even get me started.
So what I understand is like the artificial inflation that happens really only benefits people that lend out money, because it basically makes the stuff that they're in debt for is bad, because now their money is like say that $9,000 now is worth less.
Yeah, so. If you're already, because that's what they say is like when inflation goes up, when you're already in debt, when you've got a set loan, your car loan, you owe $25,000 on that car. That was the interest rate you agreed on. That was the price.
Or like the total amount financed after everything was done, right?
Yeah. When you owe $25,000 on that car, that's good until you go to buy your next car. And that $25,000 car is now a $38,000 car.
Yep.
That's how it fucks you over.
Yeah.
So people, I don't fucking care. I'm making more money now. You're making more money now, but you're going to be paying more money into the same shit later on.
Because what it does is it creates a bubble, and when it starts, and when it's been crazy inflation, and then the currency just boom goes way less, then like when wages drop, or like you're making less money, or just the money isn't worth as much as it used to be, like then that fucking $25,000 is like, fuck, man, I'm not making enough money to pay that fucking loan back.
No. Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's
like a basic economics pulled out our ass 101 on fucking
I can remember,
Circuses.
I mean, it's the same even when they voluntarily raise it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like with wages.
See, this is my problem with talking about it, though. Is like I really just know what I know from
everyone wants to
personal
give you
study.
Their slant.
Yeah,
everyone wants to give you a slant. You can't get an honest opinion or honest facts on it.
Yeah.
Like even with wages and stuff, I mean, the minimum wage, very few places is it actually $15 an hour. But $15 an hour 10 years ago, you would have been fine, right? Living on your own on $15 an hour. I could afford to live on $15 an hour. I would eat fucking ramen every day, though.
Yeah.
And I would have probably 1 or 2 meals a day.
And be very unhealthy.
My dog wouldn't eat better than most people in communist countries, like I pride myself on.
But yeah, and that's kind of what's been crazy about the minimum wage that I hear a lot of the proponents of raising it have said is that the inflation's gone up in the last 20, 25 years, or maybe even longer, but you know,
the minimum wage has, well, it has, just not as fast.
Yeah. So like there's a bigger disparity
right
now.
I don't know. What we should do is we should find two people on opposite sides and host a debate.
I've never met really anybody that's a big proponent for the Fed, though, man.
No, I'm talking about minimum wage.
Oh, yeah.
We could find like
some like poli-science major or something like that.
Just find like two fucking college professors or something.
Something like that. Yeah, that'd be cool. Because there's people that know way more about like everything than we do. So if we could just bring on some people that just are very learned in that one specific subject that have a different opinions and just let them talk it out, man.
Right.
Just have us mediated or something.
Educated people, yeah.
Even if it was just like a community college professor or something. Like they know way more about it than I do. So.
Right. Yeah, we should try it. We should look into that. We should reach out. Cool. Fucking put out some feelers for that.
Yeah, you guys would have to let us know what you guys would think about that or recommend it. We could even radio them in and everything. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. That would be ballin'. So 2020, I wanted to talk about that a little bit before we dove into the next shit. What do you think's gonna happen? I mean,
dude,
what's your prediction? Because right now, I don't think Trump's gonna win.
I have no fucking clue, man. I hope Tulsi Gabbard wins the left-wing nomination, but Bernie's up the top of the polls after doing Joe Rogan, man. That's more what I want to talk about. Is like Bernie went on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I watched that.
That was crazy. That he's the second one to go on over Joe now.
Yeah, because Tulsi was on there first, and now Bernie. Well, you saw they want Joe to host the debate, right?
I don't want to see that, and Joe Rogan doesn't want to do it either.
No, he said it on the Jim Gaffigan one.
Yeah, I saw because I listened to all the Jim Gaffigan one. I just like you've got to talk about it. Joe Rogan's got the most popular podcast in the world. Like,
yeah.
I think Joe Rogan just needs to have all the candidates on his fucking show for an hour and a half.
Do you think Trump would actually go on Joe Rogan?
Maybe, dude. It touches a lot more. Like who? So I want to ask, like, dude, who the fuck actually watches the debates, dude? And does anybody?
The Democratic debates?
Yeah,
I have some friends who are pretty far left that watch them. I remember I watched the first debate between Trump and Hillary in 2016.
I've never watched a single debate. You know what I do is I read and watch people reacting to it because like I don't have the attention span to listen to an hour and a half of fucking WWE politics, man. Like
we should do a live stream in 2020.
Shit, I used to live stream me fall asleep. I'm fucking bored, man.
Yeah.
Because I was just like I don't like it's just so like they don't want to take chances and actually say what they want to. They just attack each other.
Tulsi ripping Kamala Harris to shreds.
But the thing is they just attack each other. Yeah. Like I don't want to listen to them attack each other and do this nasty, like I said, WWE politics.
Right.
I want to see them actually talk about what their solutions are going to be. Like, so I'm not much of a libertarian. Like, there's some stuff I like about libertarian stuff, but I don't really consider myself one. Yeah. When Bernie was talking about having a tax on each individual trade that happens on stock market trades.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that sounds like not a terrible idea because of day trading that people do is like makes the market really volatile. Like,
right.
So when he was like, oh, it's like a 1%, like a 0.00001% tax on it, I was like, I thought that was already taxed like that. That's not taxed already. Yeah. I mean, the only people that's going to affect are the people that day trade. And
what's funny is his wife has a fuck ton of money that she doesn't pay taxes on.
That's income.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's why she got investigated by the FBI a couple years ago. Yeah,
really.
I
don't know. Like, I don't have all the answers, but like, I think somewhere in between a little bit of what everybody is saying, you can find some middle ground between everything and probably find the best decision. But
you want to see interesting debates. You said libertarians. You should watch their debates.
The libertarian debates?
The National Convention debate.
Fuck.
Oh, my God. There was a guy. I remember I watched some of it in 2016. This guy said that. So they asked this guy, they said, do you think it should be legal to sell heroin to a 5-year-old? And he said no. And people started booing him.
Yeah, man.
Gary Johnson got booed for saying you should have to have a driver's license to drive a car.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like, that fucking Somalia is the fucking libertarian paradise. Like,
well, Somalia is where it's at because of a Marxist government, but I think
government, quote unquote. That's actually in control over there.
No, I mean like beforehand. Like, the reason Somalia collapsed was because they were in control for like 30, 40 years by this Marxist clan tribe type thing. Somalia, I've actually heard they're kind of taking steps to get better over there, though.
I don't know, man. It's still like a lawless, like war. It's basically like bandit country over there. Like,
and shit.
You walk around through there, it'd be like playing fucking Skyrim or something.
Really?
Like, there's gonna be some random like generated fucking bandits that'll come and rob you or kill you or something. Like,
there's what's that? I forget the name of the website, but it's a website that'll do like extreme vacations.
Mm-hmm.
God, now it's gonna fucking drive me nuts. But they'll take you to the places that were listed. They'll take you to. It was one of the really dangerous cities in Mexico. It was Syria, Afghanistan, Somalia, and I want to say the Ukraine was another one.
Maybe a South American country or something. I know Brazil is like got the favelas and stuff down there, and like Rio de Janeiro are super dangerous.
But so I read about like someone that actually went on the trip to Somalia, and they were saying. They said, they gave us a driver and 3 armed guards to go on, and it was like $2,500. So not a bad deal if you're a little bit of an adrenaline junkie. But
yeah, right. Jesus Christ, man!
Could you imagine? Like, let's go to Somalia.
Let's go to Mogadishu. Let's sample Mogadishu. Get fucking attacked when we're driving into our hotel and sold into human fucking trafficking rings. That sounds really fucking fun. That's an adventure, man.
And that, my friends,
that's the American fucking dream right there, dude.
That is how we transition to Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ!
Trafficking.
Fuck, man. I feel like everybody has to talk about it because the fucking everybody's talking about it, but nobody's talking about it at the same time.
At this point with Jeffrey Epstein, you need to convince me that he wasn't murdered.
Yeah. I like what I've seen a lot of people say is that like literally at this time, it's more likely that he was murdered than he wasn't. Like all of the circumstances,
facts. Yeah.
There's just way too many circumstances of like he just happened to do this and this just happened to be this and this just happened to be like this.
The guards were supposed to check up on him every 10 minutes. They didn't check up on him for 4 hours.
Yeah,
the camera just happened to stop working at the time he committed suicide. What are the fucking odds of that? That's a joke. That's an insult to our intelligence.
That's a poorly written thriller movie.
Yeah, it's a horribly written fucking episode of Law and Order that didn't even make the cut for the next season.
Exactly.
That's how stupid that is.
And I'll tell you personally, because like I've had to perform suicide watch while on like a probably not as organized of a version of it, but we had to do it while I was in basic training on this one fucking kid. And they take away your shoestrings. Yeah. They don't let you have anything. You can't have like anything in your pockets and stuff like that. You're basically being supervised at all times, even in the middle of the night. Like we had to stay up and physically watch this fucking kid. Yeah. So he didn't go into the bathroom and fucking take his razor and like slit his wrists or something. Yeah.
Not to mention though, his cell was next to El Chapo's, the guy who's escaped from Mexican prison a dozen times.
In New York, really? El Chapo was there?
I heard that, so they had him. Zach,
I don't know.
My bullshit if that's not true. I read that it was next to El Chapo's. That may be wrong.
I don't know.
Regardless.
I read that too.
Okay.
All I know is that he had like a cellmate that was like that was recently transferred to him or something like that, and this guy basically looked like a fucking cartoon thug. Like a Spider-Man.
The cellmate got removed.
Yeah, but his cellmate was like a guy that looked like a thug in like a Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah, but before they killed the cellmate, got removed like 30 minutes before he committed before he got murdered.
I'm having trouble finding because there's so many leads on this story.
Yeah.
So the cellmate actually supposedly saved his life on a previous attempt, like someone had tried to kill him, and the cellmate supposedly had tried to save his life, and then they removed him.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets deeper.
I read there was a cellmate of his that said it was fucking going to be like impossible for him to hang himself because the official story is that he tied.
They're not going to give you anything in prison to hang yourself with if you're on suicide.
So what they said was he tied bed sheets around his neck and like leaned forward to like cut off brain circulation, which can happen. But like the people that were doing like the medical like check on him on his corpse found he had fucking broken bones in his neck. That was more conducive with him being strangled to death.
It was something about the 300 and some people who had died that had those exact same wounds to the neck. Only like 6 of them had actually committed suicide. The rest were strangled to death.
Basically,
Jeffrey Epstein's cell was 3 doors down from El Chapo.
Okay. So
I'm still trying to find all these leads you're throwing out.
So El Chapo did it.
El Chapo's but the point is El Chapo escaped from Mexican prison how many times? There's no way they're taking that, and the fact that they got El Chapo, the fact that they actually got El Chapo, there's no way that, especially under the Trump administration, where that's their big thing, are they going to take their eyes off El Chapo's cell? That's that's Trump's Bin Laden.
The whole
thing
fucking stinks, man, and everybody knows it. Literally everybody. Like, there's not a single soul out there except, you know what? No, even the extreme conspiracy guys are saying, like, it goes deeper than that. He's not actually dead. He's just living now as fucking John Smith in Cincinnati or something like that.
Do you want the next part of the conspiracy? Because I didn't know this part. Paul Manafort is also currently in that cell block.
Manafort, that's Trump's lawyer?
One of Trump's agents during the election.
So just everybody that's high profile is there, basically?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
maximum
Trump killed
security.
Epstein confirmed, I guess.
No, this was a bipartisan bill here. So whenever you hear...
Dude, who the fuck knows? Like...
This was Republicans and Democrats working together.
It's Republicans and Democrats. It's real little brain to say it's either Trump or Clinton. I think it's some other actor that we don't even know about. That's even more in the shadows, man. Like,
I'm sorry. So all of that was from early July. In late July, El Chapo and Paul Manafort were moved to different prisons.
Oh, they were, okay.
Which makes sense because they were trying to isolate Epstein.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
It's crazy, man. I don't even know who the they is. Like, that's what's scary about it, man. That's what's scary.
There is no answer to that question this time. We don't know who
we don't know who the they is.
They're these shadow people that are just fucking pulling the strings.
I know, man.
No clue
the fucking lizard men. Yeah. Maybe fucking Alex Jones.
Do you think David Icke would come on our show?
David Icke? Fuck, man.
About the lizard people?
I don't know. Maybe we'd have to get in contact with him.
He's so blacklisted. Like, he has to resort to coming on our show.
Maybe.
We should at least email him and try.
Yeah, we should. For those of you who don't know who David Icke is, David Icke is this conspiracy nut guy that came up with the theory of reptilians. And I've actually read the book that he first describes it in.
And you just heard reptilians. We're not talking about reptiles in a zoo. We're talking about a man who thinks the Bushes, the Obamas, the royal family in England, the Clintons,
everybody in power.
They're lizards.
They're an alien race of shapeshifters that are controlling us through everything.
That's legit. If we were to get David Icke, that would have to be a bonus episode because I would not want to insult our audience's intelligence by bringing this guy on and taking him seriously.
I will say this about David Icke. It's not like... Craziness doesn't necessarily go hand in hand with like not being intelligent.
No, he's intelligent, but he can formulate his thoughts well. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
He's still batshit fucking crazy. That's
Well, yeah, man. I don't know. I would encourage you guys to try to read it just so you can form your own opinion about it. What's that?
What's the book called? You have it, don't you?
It's I have a really beat up copy of it. It's a green book. It's really big. It's a really big book, but it's like a really long title, like the global conspiracy type deal.
Let's
something. The global conspiracy to take over whatever. Like it's
Oh God,
a long
what's
book.
It called? What's his?
Just type in like David Icke.
David Icke book. Let's see here.
Yeah.
The Biggest Secret. This is it. 1998.
It's a green book.
Oh, this isn't it then. I don't know. Zach, try and find that for us.
Yeah, Zach. I know it's a green book.
What's the book?
It's David Icke, but it's spelled like icky, like Icke.
Yeah. That's the lizard people guy.
Fuck, man. There's been way too much global conspiracy type shit going on right now.
I know.
The Biggest Secret and The Truth Will Set You Free, Children of the Matrix, Phantom Self, Everything You Need to Know but have never been told. Human Race, Get Off Your Knees, The Lion Sleeps No More. What the fuck are we talking about here, dude? What year was it written?
I just remember I have the book at home. I would have to go and look at the cover because I know it's a long title.
It's got to be this one, The Biggest Secret, the book that will change the world.
I don't think so.
No? That looks like his first. Here's the description.
You got to go to images and find like the books.
In this book, the author reveals in documented detail how the same interconnecting bloodlines that have controlled the planet for thousands of years.
How
they created all the major religions and suppressed the spiritual and esoteric knowledge that will set humanity free from its mental and emotional prisons. Whoo, boy, there's a lot to unwrap there.
Yeah, man.
I don't even
like
know
I remember before I read it, I looked through flipped through it and looked through all the pictures of it.
Yeah.
And it was like the book version of like like a History Channel like plays it fucking 10 p.m. show about like aliens type crazy shit. Yeah, it's David Icke and the Guide to the Global Conspiracy and How to End It. That's the book.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's this green book right here. This is the book. It's right here. See how there's like the reptilian eye and stuff in it? Yeah, the book is called The David Icke Guide to Global Conspiracy.
Are you sure it's not Children of the Matrix? How an interdimensional race has controlled the world for thousands of years and still does?
Does he just write the book about the same fucking thing over and over again?
Here is the Google Books little thing about it. It says David Icke is the world's best known writer and researcher into the global conspiracy in which a network of interbreeding families going back to the ancient world are manipulating events to impose a centrally controlled Orwellian global state.
That's literally the same description of the one I just read.
His latest book is an extraordinary and unique compilation of his 20 years of research in more than 40 countries as he connects the dots between apparently unconnected people, events, and subjects to show you everything fits together and into what end.
Well, so how basically, is he researching this? Where is he going?
It connects like the fucking the what people say as the Illuminati to like the World Trade Center crashing to like the stock market crash to like fucking World War II and like it's all this crazy
I'm interested.
Stuff,
it said he went to 40 countries to research. Like, what did he do?
So that's what I'm saying. The guy's not stupid.
How did he?
He's just David Icke, man.
Fucking batshit crazy.
I don't want to say crazy because like, man.
But what if he's right?
That's the thing. God. Is like, what if somewhere in there's something he's got about. I don't know.
So
I don't know. Man.
There's probably some truth in some.
There's an ounce of truth to it, right?
Maybe
because there was a kid. So the thing, obviously, we're not ruled by fucking reptiles, right? There was a kid that did a fucking history project, and he was like in 4th grade or some shit. Did you hear about this? It was a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
In 4th grade, he did a history project, and he linked, and historians are still baffled by this. They can't prove it any other way. He linked like 90% of the presidents to each other. They were all in the same blood. Even Obama, they were in the same bloodline.
Really?
They all went back.
Did it?
Yeah, this kid. Historians can't fucking disprove it. They've been trying to work, and it was his kid. So, I mean, maybe there is some truth. Party foul.
Yeah.
Those of you not watching, I just knocked the beer over. Thank God it was empty.
Yeah.
But maybe there is some truth to it. So, I mean,
there's
an ounce of truth to everything. If somebody's going to take that much time, they started with some grain of truth, right? So there's something there that's true. So maybe there is a bloodline of people that are fucking with, like they we were talking about. This moving El Chapo and Manafort.
Yeah. The shadowy cloaked figures that are controlling everything in American politics.
They're like little Jawas.
Yeah. Well, more like Emperor Palpatine's walking around with their hands in their fucking robes.
And their robes and shit like that.
The fucking hood pulled over their face so you only see their eye, their mouth.
Yep.
God. They're like, yes.
But
tell them
some conspiracy theorists will let you know that you could see that long nose pulling out from underneath.
Oh my god, dude! I don't buy for one fucking minute that
the Jews control everything. No.
Well, you say that, then you go to like fucking Alex Jones. He says it's the globalists.
Yeah.
Whoever that fucking is.
Well, the globalist is basically he's never identified who they are. He's just basically said the globalists. So that's basically the same thing as saying the shadowly cloaked figure.
Yeah, exactly.
Has a new name for it.
Exactly. This. You know, you'll talk to like the black nationalists, and they'll say the cabal is just white people in general.
It's the white people,
the whites,
the white devil.
That's right.
And
who
you
knows,
talk to
man?
The white nationalists will say the Jews. The Muslims will say the Jews. The Muslims and white nationalists, for people who hate each other so much, they have not all Muslims, but extreme Muslims. The extreme Muslims and white nationalists, for people who hate each other so much, have a lot in fucking common. Well, they hate gays. They hate Jews.
It's not necessarily Muslims in general.
No, I said hardcore.
It's more of the Arabs, because there's like North African Muslims that don't give a shit about Jews.
Really?
Yeah,
but they hate gays.
Well, man, I'm sure it's case by case, but the reason, there's actually political geographical reason why they don't really get along with the Jews is because of that, like, the state of Israel,
right.
Like, basically was Palestine before.
Yeah.
And there was an Arab war in like the 70s or 60s against Israel that like America was funding through Israel basically. And that's kind of a big reason why. Like,
I'm not meaning to justify their hatred.
I'm not justifying it either. I'm just saying that's what it is.
You can sit there, and the extreme Muslims, they say these people took our land. You can listen to them and be like,
well, that's the thing. It's not the extreme Muslims, the Arabs, because there's Arab Christians that like don't like the state of Israel.
You can look at the Arabs and be like, okay, I can understand why you have a gripe with these people. But the white nationalists, they're fucking retards. Like, they have no reason to have a beef with them.
It all goes back to the they, man. Like the quote unquote they who is all in control of supposedly everything and making everything about your life suck. Like,
I watched this Vice documentary one time. I know Vice fucking vomit. This is before
Vice.
This is before Vice went trash. Their documentaries used to be on point.
5-6 years ago, Vice documentaries were fucking really awesome. Good. The only reason they became big was because of that ISIS documentary that came out in like 2014, 13. And then they did a really good documentary and coverage of stuff that was going on in Ukraine. But the thing is it wasn't Vice. It was independent journalists who were selling their stories to Vice.
That was where it went well.
Yeah.
But I watched a Vice documentary on white nationalists, and they were asking this guy, he said his rights had been taken away from him as a white man in America under Obama. And they're like, well, can you tell me one right that's been taken away from you? And I shit you not, this guy's fucking right that was taken away from him as a white man in America. He said in his fucking dumbass Kentucky accent, he goes, and I don't want to bash on our Southern listeners. I love you guys too. Just as
he was a dumbass.
I almost love you guys as much as those of us on the civilized side of the Mason-Dixon line.
The Mason-Dixon line of fucking kidding me. People in Nebraska have no connection to any of that stuff. No. So people here should not give a shit about that.
We just hate the people on the other side, the uncivilized side of the Missouri River.
Which is Iowa.
Council Bluffs. But then they asked him what rights were taken away from him as a white man, and he goes, well, they replaced the Ole Miss running rebel mascot with the black bear. Why couldn't it have been a white bear? Probably because there's no polar bears in Mississippi, shit brain.
That stuff makes me want to fucking hit my head with a 2x4.
That's your right that's been taken away from you? You're probably okay. You're gonna be all right, man.
You know what? It's kind of like we can all gather around in groups and just laugh at these fucking people, man.
Idiots.
But you can't talk to them and reason with them. No, you can't.
Someone that's that fucking the education system in this country has failed you to that point.
I don't even think it's the education system. I think it's that they just don't
upbringing.
Yeah, they don't have anybody around them to tell them that they're fucking should maybe reconsider their point.
That's not even a point. That's just retarded.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, it's not even just people like that. Obviously, I think those guys just need a little bit of discourse to be like, wait, maybe I'm wrong. But there's a lot of people that are very, very sure of themselves about stuff that just need to just talk to somebody else and realize oh man, maybe my maybe I don't know exactly how the world works, right? Maybe I don't know, maybe I don't have it all figured out.
I hate people that are so arrogant they can't be wrong, and they're clearly fucking wrong. Have you ever watched Catfish?
Catfish, yeah.
Have you seen the one with the guy that was convinced he was talking to Katy Perry?
No.
This dude, when the host,
Katy Perry,
Catfish is ridiculous. It makes me laugh when they have fucking celebrity guest hosts because one of them is gone. So it's imagine you're already freaked out because you're catfishing this person. You're going to go meet them and you're going to get thrown on TV. And what the fuck, Post Malone is here? What's going on?
I'm telling you, man.
Why is MGK here?
I personally try to live my life I don't even know if I'm quoting the right Greek philosopher. I want to say it's Socrates about saying like the wise man knows he knows nothing.
Right.
Like I try to live my life by that. I don't know shit, man. I'm fucking dumb.
But
like,
this dude was so convinced. He was talking to Katy Perry, and there was nothing. They even brought the girl in front of him, showed him all the messages. Yeah, I'm fucking with you. She literally said, I'm doing this. Here's the messages I've been sending to you. I can log into the profile. And do you know what this dumbass said? He goes, he's like, I know this is a prank. This is how Katie would want it to be. She wants to surprise me.
That's funny.
And after they had him supposedly convinced that Katy Perry, he wasn't talking to Katy Perry, that they did the thing where they webcam with the people afterwards and shit.
Yeah.
And he goes, or they talked to the girl first that was catfishing, and she says, yeah, he's emailed me to the Katy Perry email like 4 or 5 more times to make sure that it wasn't me. And they get him on, and he's, yeah, no, I was just making sure. I still don't believe it. I still think he thinks he was talking to Katy Perry. That's
I know, right?
He was so arrogant about it, though. I just wanted so badly this guy to look like a fucking idiot.
Like that's obviously that's television, so you got to take that with a grain of salt. But like, you just think I challenge you. Think about in your life how many people you know that are like that in real life.
Right.
Like, how many people?
Not that extreme, but yeah,
that are just like that. They're so sure that they know how everything works in the world. Like, do you really? I mean, I don't even know how anything works, man. I don't even know how my fucking toilet works in my apartment. I just know I pressed a flush, and like 75% of the time, everything goes down. Yeah,
that's how it works. We got 10 minutes here. What do we want to finish talking about?
We're wearing our jerseys, and we didn't talk about football at all. We can do the last 10
Flash
minutes.
Is free.
Yeah, Josh Gordon is free, man. I saw that on, I think you linked it to us, and I was like, fuck yeah, man. I support that guy a lot.
I think this will change. I mean, obviously, marijuana was the least of his problems. He has a lot of demons. They said marijuana is what's getting him suspended, but the alcohol and drugs,
man.
He
like,
did.
It was just a coping mechanism for him.
Do you think the NFL's changing how it looks at marijuana?
Maybe. I mean, it's gotta, man. Like the culture is just changed about it, man. We're not living in the 20s anymore with the reefer madness type stuff. So
this may be, I'm not saying it will be, but this may be a cure for CTE. It helps people with PTSD.
Yeah.
I mean, it couldn't hurt.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like you're going to give them some experimental pill that may, kill you or make you sterile. It's weed. If it doesn't work, you're going to get a little high.
I'm definitely open to the idea that THC and everything could help like physical brain injuries. I'm totally open to that.
Yeah, definitely.
Idea.
You might as well try it.
Yeah.
Because honestly, of all the experimental drugs, it's the lowest risk.
Yeah.
Because it's a plant. You're not going to die from smoking weed.
I'm not going to
die from taking this weird drug.
I'm not going to be in the camp that's going to say like marijuana isn't like just completely safe. Like it's like drinking water, but I don't think it's bad enough. It's no worse for you than alcohol, and like it does have some positive effects. But like really, alcohol doesn't.
It's better for you than alcohol.
Well, yeah, alcohol doesn't really have any positive effects at all, except maybe like drinking like a glass of wine.
Yeah, they say like one glass of red wine a night is
something
supposedly
like
good
that
for
can
your
help
heart.
you because it's got antioxidants.
Unless you're an
but like beer isn't fucking making you any healthier.
Beer doesn't do anything better for you. Whiskey, rum,
besides making you real cool.
It's literally alcohol is just poison. But the only difference is normal poison will kill you. Alcohol will kill you and make you act like a fucking retard while it's doing it. That's the only difference. So you might as well just go drink some fucking Drano because that's what's. It'll at least get it over with quicker.
Yeah.
And you won't act like an idiot and make your whole family hate you. At least they'll actually miss you when you die.
You heard it here first on Bread and Circuses, folks. Don't drink alcohol, drink Drano.
Drano, bleach cleaner, any of that.
Jesus.
We covered sports. Did you hear about I told you about the Portnoy thing with Barstool.
This is hilarious, man. So we've talked about David Portnoy before on the show.
Have.
Yeah, we have for sure. I know we have.
He owns Barstool Sports. It's a satire comedy sports blog.
Yeah, it's basically like The Onion, but for sports.
But news. Like they'll post things that actually happen and just have funny reactions to it.
Yeah,
and his credit. He's built a fucking empire, dude. They've got podcasts. They've got their own radio station.
They're on like the Snapchat story things. So
they've got they're huge.
Yeah,
and how they got there, whatever. Neither here nor there. But he tweeted that he hates because.
He was like union bashing basically against AOC, which was really fucking funny.
Sitting congresswoman started shit on Twitter with David fucking Portnoy, right? And so Like,
is this real life, man?
This all started because The Ringer, which is Bill Simmons, who quit ESPN and HBO, has his own company now. Their employers are starting to employees are starting to unionize. David Portnoy tweeted, employees from The Ringer are unionizing. In case you wanted a reminder, here's what I think of unions. It was an article he wrote from like 4 years ago, just bashing unions. He's like, try and quit. I'll do my own bookkeeping. And it was clearly sad.
Yeah.
So some guy replied,
try and quit. I'll fucking maintain my own duct work.
He's like, I'll do my own custodian shit. It's clearly bullshit, right? No one seriously would write.
That's how you know what good satire is if you aren't sure whether or not it's satire or not.
So this guy that's like a journalist replies and says, if any Barstool employees want to unionize, let me know or send me a message. And Portnoy says, if any Barstool employees message this guy, I will fire you on spot.
Oh, my God.
Which is highly illegal.
He has, like I was telling you when you were telling me about this, like he has to be 100% sure that none of his employees are going to quit, or that maybe like one of them. Like if he legit had like 20 employees quit because of over this, then he would probably ruin him. But
did you see the union video they made after that?
No.
They go in and it's like the writers had all made a union video. It's like filmed on a cell phone, impromptu shit.
Yeah.
He walks in. We need to unionize. Dave's giving us too many vacation days. Yeah. I'm making too much money. They all go outside and they start protesting outside. And Portnoy and like his two goons come and just throw their signs on the ground.
That's so fucking
and then
funny.
People were tweeting, union busting's illegal, Dave. I hope your employees unionize. And he goes, so do I, so I can crush it and reassert my dominance. Then AOC tweets him. He says, welcome to the Thunderdome, Ocasio Cortez. And it just shit hits the fan.
This is real life right now. Right?
And then he sells a fucking shirt with his smug grin on it that says Union Buster.
Oh my God.
She's an idiot though, because he gets paid on clicks to his website for advertisements.
It's a conspiracy, man. AOC and David Portnoy are in cahoots with each other. The tinfoil. This hat is lined with tinfoil. If you can't see it.
Seriously, his name was
for the
top.
For the listeners of us that only listen on like our podcast networks, me and Caleb actually both are wearing tinfoil hats right now.
Yep.
Like, at every episode. Nobody's controlling our brains.
That's right. We refuse.
Now they're gonna go and click on the YouTube. Like, are these fuckers serious? I gotta go and watch every single video.
Yeah, go watch us on YouTube. Yeah, go subscribe and shit.
That's marketing right there.
That is marketing. But, we should do that if we get David Icon. No,
we could all wear. I bet he'd be totally down to wear tinfoil hats.
He comes on. He's like, "Wow, I'm surprised you guys weren't."
Didn't fucking Alex Jones wear a tinfoil hat
as a joke? Yeah. But I've heard things about Alex because this show's like 4 or 5 hours long. I've heard things about Alex just sitting there getting wasted between commercial breaks. So it doesn't surprise me that he acts like a fool. More shit. Drink the Drano, not the booze. Drano, not. We should sell shirts that say that. Cleaner, not booze. Bleach, not booze.
Drink
bleach,
Drano.
not booze.
Yeah,
no,
bleach,
not
booze.
Bleach,
not booze is good.
Bleach,
not booze.
Not booze. I actually know some people who'd probably buy those.
I would buy that. That's funny.
All right. Should we shut her down?
Fuck. I guess so, man. We've been talking
about 3 minutes. What else do you want to plug?
End of the show plug here. We're gonna be we're in the makings right now, bringing a lot more guests in over the next couple months. So make sure you guys tune in for that. Our calendars are fucking filling up. So if you guys want to be guests, message us now. What we said in the beginning, Go. Our Facebook page is the easiest way to reach us because Facebook is just super streamlined. But if you guys don't trust Facebook, the Facebook page, by the way, is Bread and Circuses by Big Bill Media. Yep. So it's got our logo on it. Super easy to find. If you want to be a guest there, send us an inbox message on it, and we will certainly get in contact with you or whoever your rep is or anything, and we will schedule you in the first possible slot or whatever works for you. So,
and if you're watching on YouTube, it's all posted like where you can go like us and shit in the description box. So,
the love for our YTers out there.
That's right. All 15 of you.
Well, YouTube is kind of a pain in the ass to get uploaded to. Like we do it specifically. I mean, I like watching our stuff on YouTube.
We definitely catch fades from the algorithm on YouTube. I don't think they like us.
It took us forever for me to be able to type in Bread and Circuses and have it show up.
Yeah. Sargon helped.
Yeah, he did.
Larry Sharp, guys like that helped. Anything else we want to say?
Plug the email again.
Bread the letter N Circuses podcast at gmail.com. So it's bread in Circuses podcast at gmail. Like I said, you can donate to us on Anchor here. It can be like $1 a month. Like I said, we want to get the fucking
support us on
website
Redbubble
up and
too.
running. On what?
On Redbubble.
Yeah, go
too.
buy our Redbubble shit. We'll get the Bleach Not Booze thing posted up by the time you're hearing this episode.
We put funny shit on there. So like that I love that Omaha Beach shirt we have. Seriously, it's great.
We do still have a Teespring account. We switched over to Redbubble, but you can still get our shit on Teespring. I know not everything has been couple of them. There's the Slow Drivers Don't Deserve Human Rights. There's All Edge No Point. There's a couple things on there you can get that you can't get on Redbubble yet. But
Redbubble, you can get them like not just as t-shirts too. You can get them as like stickers for your laptop,
coffee mugs.
or something. Yeah, coffee mugs. Yeah.
Whose jersey are you wearing? Is that Aguilar?
What's that?
Is that Aguilar?
Zach Ertz.
Oh, Zach Ertz.
I have a rookie Aguilar jersey actually, so it just kind of. Not a bandwagoner, hashtag not a bandwagoner.
Not a bandwagoner.
It was pretty rough his rookie season, man. We were like, everybody was calling for his head. So Aguilar, if you're listening, I love you, man. I've supported you since the beginning.
All right.
I think that's everything, man. Fucking deuces, everybody.
Peace out, bitches.
Yeah, Brad.
How about them Cowboys?